Welcome to Sage Sisters. We are sisters, besties, moms, and co-founders having a fun catch-up on parenting and life. Hi, I'm Anne.
And I'm Kate. What's up, Anne? How's it going?
I am doing great. How are you today?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited. We have kind of a normal week. I have a million things to do, but I'm like, okay, I have a normal week to do all the things I need to do.
Finally.
Did you finally get your kids back in school?
We have, in Midwest and South has been out for snow days, so
Oof.
I'm a finally for sure.
I had nothing but empathy for you last week. How many days were your kids home?
They were 2 days home. So they went back on Friday, but then we had Monday off. So it was Monday, Wednesday, Thursday they were home. And Tuesday, Lily's home. So I had kids home 4 days a week. And then Friday they went to school. And I just sat in my car after I dropped them off and just stared into the abyss. You know,
You're so overstimulated.
I know. I was just like.
Did you just drink heavily all weekend, or how did you cope?
Actually, I did the opposite. I didn't actually feel like drinking. I felt like catching up on sleep. So,
good.
Yeah.
For you.
We did.
So healthy, so mature.
You know, that's just who I am now. Yeah, I don't know if you knew that about me. Welcome. I'll introduce myself again. Hi, this is Anne, who doesn't drink on the weekends because she's got her emotions in check.
She sounds kind of worried, but
yeah, she won't last long. But yeah, it was like a nice weekend too. We had like a very intense Saturday of sports and birthday parties and hanging with friends, but it was just long. So yesterday we didn't do much and it was nice. That's actually my high, and I could just jump into it because I had a reset day and I needed a reset day. I caught up on laundry. I actually was looking for something to throw in the laundry. That's how caught up I was.
Wow. You got to laundry zero?
Got to laundry zero. It only lasted until bath last night, but laundry zero. I even cleaned the rug outside, my outside rug.
Wow.
Welcome, Matt. It was one of those moments. And the high was we played and bought Ticket to Ride Kids. We are obsessed with Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
A couple podcasts ago, you suggested Ticket to Ride Kids. Didn't know it existed. It was so fun. We played a couple games yesterday. Oh, hi, Calvin. If you're watching the video, Kate's son just popped into the screen. Hi, buddy.
Sweetheart. Can I finish my podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you shut the door on your way out?
Love you, mean it. He's so cute.
If you're doing the math, yes, he should be at school. A little meltdown this morning, so Chris can take him in at 10. That's what we're doing.
Oh, nice. I like it. Maybe that's your low. I don't know. Maybe that's your high.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Anyways, my high was kind of boring. I just had a reset day and felt great about it. So
I call it life admin.
Yeah.
It's all of a sudden I can't do real work if my space isn't organized enough, or, I'm feeling, oh my God, I got to do that. It's I got to just clean the slate here. I got to do the laundry. I got to clean my home to a certain level.
It just makes you feel back to normal. And
Totally.
Then we put the kids to bed last night and crawled in bed by 8 something. And Phil and I were high-fiving. It was great. I got 9 hours of sleep last night. I'm feeling great.
I think I went to bed super early. I think I was in bed by 9. Felt great.
This is the best. It's the best.
I know.
Anyways, what's your high this week?
I had 2 extraordinarily fun nights. Last Thursday, there was this comedian entitled Housewife. Do you follow her on Instagram?
I do. Probably because of you, I don't remember, but she's hilarious. And you gave me a little nugget that I didn't know about her actually being a younger, attractive, not.
She's hot and 32. And my mind blew when I learned that. She has this bit where she's I don't know, middle-aged, 40, 50, country club, obnoxious.
She's so funny.
Oh my God. And now I'm just oh, she's so smart. She understood the nuances of this subset of society so well.
Yeah. Well, I'm
anyways,
kind of
hilarious.
loving her more, finding out that she's 32 and hot. It's just, she plays that persona so well on her social media. It's great.
So funny. So anyways, I've also decided my perfect night. Go have dinner with girlfriends. Go have drinks with girlfriends. Go to a 60-minute comedy experience.
60 minutes, perfection.
Perfection. I've always said, I don't know if I really like comedy shows, because when I go with Chris, there's 3 openers and an hour and a half
Literally.
bit. It's like, I just don't have that much.
By the end, you're fake laughing and you're
No,
like,
I'm sleeping. That's I've had a couple cocktails and I'm starting to nod off. That's which I actually did like in the front row one time and I like got called out for it. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. But 60 minutes and then, a little nightcap. There was a lot of drinking.
I love it.
But it was like legitimately fun and I laughed my face off.
Well,
so
I
that
talked
was a
to
treat.
you Friday early morning when you were hungover and you were still saying worth it. So that's good.
Exactly. And then Saturday, a friend of mine had a 40th birthday party, black tie, which when I got the invite, I was like, black tie, geez.
I usually hate black tie, but you looked great. It was like you found a great dress.
I rented it from Rent the Runway. I was very happy with it. It felt great, looked good. So was very pleasantly surprised by that entire customer experience.
Yeah.
And then again, it was fun.
Yeah.
They had, past hors d'oeuvres and fancy stuff, but we were there for a good time.
I love that. Like I was talking about this, like I love dressing up on occasion. And when you have the right outfit, a black tie is nice. Sometimes black tie can make you stressed out. But when you are feeling good and you go out, of course you should tie one off. It's like perfect. It's like wave it in, go big, go home.
Totally. And I guess it just has been a while since, my weekends weren't the highlight being, neighbors came over for a drink. It was like this just both of these felt like bigger. So anyways, fun, all caps, great week.
We had opposite weekends, but I'm a little jealous of yours, but still feeling refreshed.
So what was your low?
My low is on Friday, I went back to the gym for a long time. So that's how I got my stress out is I went to the gym and I overdid it per the usual. It's like one is I didn't plan it this way, but Phil was there at the same time and we ended up getting like bars next to each other. And so I'm doing squats next to him and he's kind of pushing this like Atom website that does programming for him and he like wants me to follow it and I follow it for the most part. It is good. But like he's always like pushing for more weight and all this stuff. It's
ATOM, right?
ATOM. I call it Atom. I mean,
no, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you...
No, it wasn't the mispronunciation. But when I was just thinking, is it ADAM, the name, or is it?
Sorry. Yeah. ATOM. It is great. And he loves the like level of fitness it brings to him and like weightlifting. And I follow it for the most part. And anytime I don't follow it, like I go rogue, he's like in my ear going, yeah, you should do it. It's really good. So anyways, he kind of was in my ear next to me. Like, are you doing it this way? It asks for more weight. And I was like, beat it. I was like trying to just enjoy.
I was going to say, this is the pro and con of a husband that will work out with you.
Totally. Well, my legs, I could barely walk this weekend. The kids would sit on my lap to like, it hurts so bad. And so this morning I went to the gym just to kind of like work it out. Like I was like, I gotta get this like lactic acid or whatever it is in my legs. That's just hurting so bad. Did you
foam roll?
No, I couldn't. It was too painful. I was just stretching and then I tried to do squats and like row to get that out. But anyways, so the soreness and level, I feel like I work out often. The soreness I had this weekend was all-time low. It was like almost in tears. And then as I'm leaving the gym today, I got ready at the gym for our podcast. I thought I was looking cute. I walk out and people are kind of looking at me. So I kind of thought, oh, I look cute.
Oh gosh, why am I nervous?
Well, of course. And then I go to the coffee shop and they have a little coffee shop in the cafe and I order my latte and I'm chatting with the girl and I said like, they also have a bar and we've never actually gone to the bar because like timing didn't work out. So I was like, when time does the bar open? Like thinking like, do you have it open every day of the week? Like for happy hours, like thinking we could use the childcare and do a date night or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I could serve you at 9:30. It looks like you need one, huh? And I was like, I'm not talking about now, like Monday at 9:30. Are you diabolical? Like, I'm not like, and then I was just like, I probably don't look good. So I went back to the mirror and I had like caked on makeup in a way that was like, not good. So people were not looking at me because I looked cute. They were looking at me because I looked like I needed a drink at 9:30 in the morning.
And blended your makeup and you were looking.
It was tough. So anyways, that was my low just because I was feeling so good. And then I come to find out no one was looking at me for that. It was just because I looked bad and apparently looked like I needed a drink. So
tough affair.
Yeah.
That's
What's
funny.
your low?
Well, you kind of alluded to it. I just can't drink like I used to. And I was super hungover Friday and Sunday, the day after my fun events.
Mm-hmm.
And I did all my steps. I took my Z-Biotic, which I call my potions, which are these pre-drink probiotics. I think those helped, but
when you're hitting that many like drinks, I don't think it helps. Nothing.
I tried to like
helps.
drink water throughout the night, you know,
Yeah.
a couple
A
cocktails,
Z-Biotic
little water.
will counter one martini. It's not going to counter 4.
Well, I have a mental model. It does 2 cocktails or 3 glasses of wine.
Oh, okay. Higher than I thought.
But, you know, I'm not going to even pretend to say that I counted my drinks on either day, but I soared above the 2 cocktail limit and was having a great time optimizing for fun, but just the body does not bounce back like it used to. And both days, not only was I hungover, but I had also pre-signed up for tennis.
Ugh, that was your own mistake.
Very much so. Very, very much so. So
yeah.
I went out there kind of like green, like,
yeah, that's a bad feeling.
But then after, it does kind of flush you. It's like I felt pretty good later in the day after tennis, but man, that was painful.
Well, as mom would say, you did not stay pretty. That's on you.
Our mother. Yeah, the stay pretty was in reference to don't drink so much that you
it stuck with me and I love it now. It's always like, you know,
it's super cringe for me still. I don't know if it's just because it's like whatever that teenager, you know, young adult.
Yeah, the guilt. Yeah, you felt bad when she said it because you weren't staying pretty.
The shame. Yeah. Well, yeah, I didn't stay pretty either night, but I had a great time.
Yeah.
I think it was worth it, but man, it's just hangovers are the pits.
Lasting 2 to 3 days at least now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, should we get into it?
Let's do it. What is the topic? This is your week. What do you got for us today?
So one of the things that's been on my mind is just how, as a culture, we have gotten away from letting our kids play by themselves. And so I thought we could have a conversation about how to cultivate independence at every, you know, I think this makes sense at toddler age and elementary school age and tween and teen age. I mean, it looks very different at each of those stages.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought we could just talk about how we have done it in our own homes. What did we learn from all of our parent interviews about this? And just have maybe a social commentary, if you will.
I love it. Well, I would like to start with saying this one hits home to me because I'm not great at it and I have been actively trying to be better at it. And as my kids are getting older, I'm finding it easier. But I always have that guilt that I should be playing with them. And when they come to me,
where do you think that came from for you?
I don't know. Honestly, I think it's because I was a working mom right off the bat. And I think there is some guilt. Not that I think it's right, but there is some guilt in being a working mom. And like when we had a nanny when they were little, I was always like, I felt like I was going to miss the big things. And I felt like I wanted to be present all the time. So when I felt like I had to play with them every second of every day that I wasn't working. And that's also exhausting. So when I started to get to the point where I wasn't enjoying it on occasion, I would feel guilty. I think that's where it stems from for me.
Yeah. I definitely think that's part of it, but it's like, I mean, our mom worked like the generation. If you kind of go back, it's like there were generations before us where the moms worked, and yet I don't think they had as much of the I've got to entertain my kid at all times kind of energy that when we were doing our interviews for Sage, we interviewed 350 moms all over the country. This theme came up over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Which is just, I mean, we're spending more time than ever with our kids. And there's a pressure to make it fun and interesting and optimized, which is a pretty exhausting parenting style.
Well, misery loves company, right? I found comfort knowing I wasn't the only mom. Like I felt like I'm normal for having these feelings. But on the flip side, I felt awful that we're all dealing with this. We're all feeling this guilt. And honestly, flip it. I have stayed home with the kids a couple months in between jobs. And that was exhausting too. And I was so tired. I couldn't feel like I could play every day of every moment because I never was off. So I don't think
I
it
mean,
has to
that's
be
the
working
hardest I
mom.
would.
That's the hardest. But like the guilt started because I felt like I was missing stuff and I had to be on every time I was home. And then when you are home all the time, you're exhausted and you can't physically do it all day. Like,
I'm just like, where did this come from? And did it come from social? Like, did we subconsciously watch all these people parent ahead of us and like have some, this is what good looks like
I bet
model? Maybe
there
it's not
is.
from social. Maybe it's just, but we have this like collective perception
Well, I
of
do
what
think you're
good looks
right.
like.
When you see social media accounts, and we have started to get away from it. Like I do see more real accounts, and we talk about this all the time. Some of the content out there now is starting to be more like this is real life versus Instagram. But like there is this whole wave a couple years ago of top influencers were the ones that lives were perfect in quotations on social. Like this is what my house looks like. It's clean all the time. This is me playing with my kids and they're doing that sensory bin all the time when they're little and they're doing all these things. And it's like every time I tried a sensory bin at my house, I would lose my mind. I had rice everywhere. It was like a mess. It's like those cute little sensory bins, go fuck yourself. That's not real. Like
Totally.
so I do think there is a part of it that is because we were consuming content that was like, this is how you should do it. And you should also look perfect while doing it. Cause I showered and curled my hair and now I'm home with the kids just
To
waiting
me,
for
it
my
would
husband
make
to get home.
sense. Like, how did a whole society at once sort of take on this bend of this is what good motherhood looks like? And I don't know if anyone out there has like any experience with certain books we maybe read or movies we read, or maybe it is just social media, but somehow along the way, a lot of us went, okay, this is what modern parenthood looks like.
Yeah.
And it involves being down on the floor with your kids a lot. And I do think you and I and our older sister, like we parent a lot like that. It's very involved. We have great relationships with our kids. Like it's not all bad. And I think there is a little bit of like romanticizing the childhoods of the 80s. And we go, oh, we played outside all the time. Like there was also a lot of bad things that happened.
Yeah.
Back then. You know what I mean? And I think we sometimes gloss over that. But it's like, as usual, I feel like there's got to be some place in the middle.
Yeah.
And there was an Instagram follow I might have mentioned on this Who You Trust, but Brambilla Bits was one of the first ones who I saw creating an influencer account that basically talked about independent play. And I think she makes money by like putting out independent play guidebooks. And her audience, I think, skews a little younger. Like, how do you do this at the toddler age?
Yeah.
But I do still think there's a real need for parents to figure out how to get their kid to play alone. And I think at toddler, like what did you do when your kids were little?
When our kids were little, I struggled with this a lot because anytime that I let them go free, it was always a mistake at the end. Like I was never relaxed. It was always like a mess.
Even in a playroom?
In a play. So I didn't have like a playroom. Our playroom was in the living room at the time. And so we would do these sensory bins. And I remember like looking at, like somebody said, put a fitted sheet below the table and then everything will fall on the fitted sheet. And then, anyways, I tried all these different things and it was always a mess. I'd take them to the beach because we lived in Santa Monica at the time. And the kids are eating sand and running away from me instead of it being this cute experience where they're building sandcastles in front of me and just by themselves. Like I honestly struggled a lot. And I will say I didn't do it well. So like maybe you have better examples, but like
what about now with Lily? Because you have a little one still.
Well, and Lily, so right now we have the playroom downstairs and we don't have to be in the same room. And she will play with her kitchen. She will do Magna tiles and she's got like a little bike she rides around. And so I'm present, but I'm not physically playing with her all the time. Yeah. And one, I think it's because she has older siblings. So her kid, like I'll have them play with her for a little bit or like, she's just around them doing things. And so she doesn't need me in there. But I think it's just because I'm spread thinner. I don't actually have time to sit down with her all the time. She's naturally just better at it. Like, I think that's right.
Well, and I
So I
wondered
don't
if
think I'm doing anything earth shattering. I just think she's being able to play a little bit more on her own because we have more space. Like she has like magnetiles and things she can do. And if I'm in her presence, she doesn't require me to do that. Might be personality.
yeah, I was just thinking how much of its personality versus every third kid doesn't get as much. But I bet that goes back to those kids are more independent. And independence, there's been a ton of research on just like how that builds your confidence, how that builds your resilience to handle
really
things
good.
later. So it's like these are really important skills to have. And I think there are a lot of people now going, wait a second, this generation that's like in their 20s that they don't want their license. They don't want to leave home. They get nervous about everything. It's like, I don't know. I think we kind of maybe went too far. And there's like a lot of kids now that kind of don't have that deep level of independence and resilience. And like, I want to be out on my own. And
it's
now we're kind of looking at that going, wait a second, that's a little too far. What's the sweet spot?
What's your thought on this? Because I do have friends. And then once we talk about the last toddler moment, we can move up in age. But like in that lower years, what is your opinion on like using Miss Rachel or the Blippies of the world for screen time? Because, you know, I have a lot of friends that use Miss Rachel.
Yeah.
And that is when they cook or they do laundry folding or whatever. And their kids are in front of the screen doing that. Like, what's your opinion on that?
So this is actually, I'm glad you brought this up because I think this push towards independent play and like learning to play with something that's not a screen by yourself is completely correlated with screen time.
Yeah.
So if your parenting style is as I described, where it is you feel guilty if you're not down there playing with them and involved, then you use screen time to take a break. So you and I have said this 1,000 times. Screen time's not bad. Too much screen time is not great. And especially when it cuts into other things that they could or should be doing. That's when it's really bad, including sleep and everything else. But
but it's almost
like moderate amount of screen time. Oh my God. Like I know there are parents out there that go like complete tech abstinence, absolutely no screens. And to them, I say, congratulations, great job.
Yeah.
That is not at all realistic for, you know, we both work and my kids also like they play at after school care. They come home exhausted. So it's like, again, maybe if they weren't at aftercare where they're playing outside for hours and hours and coming home in a different headspace, maybe it would be different. But sometimes they come home exhausted and I go, I'm always like, do you guys want to do something? And they're a little bit like, can we just chill? And I'm like,
they need an emotional reset. Yeah,
totally. So anyways, I'm on team moderate screen time is totally fine. And I think Miss Rachel's fine. She's good. Yeah. There's like good content out there. I think she's fine.
Well, I've started to do, and it's because Lola and Lily like to do stuff like this, but I'll also hand them while like I'll turn something on, like Encanto is big for Lily right now or Miss Rachel. I have those little watercolor pen, you know, like the water paints or whatever and different things. And so it's no mess. And they just like art. So while they're watching, they're also doing something else. You put a little puzzle out on our coffee table and Lily's just messing with it, even if she's throwing it around. For me, it makes me feel less guilty. It seems a little bit better if they're also doing something else and not just so like dead eyes to the screen. That's how I feel about it. Now, I know it's a mechanism to make me feel better and less about like, oh, I'm actually really helping them. But
right. I honestly don't know, like if there's any actual research out there about it. And like some of the screen time for kids, it's like they're up and pretending to like do physical activity. Yeah. So it's like, seems like that's kind of in that vein where it's like, seems fine.
Yeah.
But again, I think we don't need to overthink and go, is this fine? Is this not fine? It's like every mom should have her own judgment about what's fine. And like, if you feel good about it, great.
Yeah.
I think the thing that I would just encourage, even if they're young, to also have a push where they're in the playroom. And again, you can be nearby. You can keep eyes on to keep them safe, but where they learn to play independently. And this can be the kitchen. This can be a puzzle. This could be an art project, but you're not shoulder to shoulder. You're not as involved as, you know, I know a lot of us are at sometimes. That's a different thing. And it's like, and it starts early. This is something they got to learn at 0. At 1, at 2, like, and I think if you build in that culture at such a young age, it becomes easier than later
Right.
do it. So like elementary
smart.
school, it looks a little bit different. It's not as much, oh, I have a toy rotation on the floor.
So
It's
what
a
are
little
you
bit
doing for elementary school? Let's start there. We can unpack, I'm sure, a couple of these here.
Well, I actually, now that I said toy rotation, for my younger one who's still 6, what works for him is I will rotate toys downstairs. Like we have a playroom upstairs, and then like I'll bring down the marble run. They kind of forgot about it. All of a sudden it's like, ooh, marble run. And then they spent 2 hours putting together elaborate marble runs. And so anything like, and again, he likes building. So dominoes, marble run, Lego sets, Magna-Tiles. Like I just switch out which building thing I bring downstairs. And like usually that can captivate him and keep him busy. Now, my daughter, who's almost 9, a little bit different, but I think it's fun because she has new ranges of things. So this weekend, she wanted to learn how to sew. She had a vision for a backpack. And
love that about her.
I know. It's like, so she was like, Mom, do you know how to sew? And I was like, honestly, it's not, I mean,
not well.
Talk about the blind leading the blind here.
Absolutely.
But I was like, I can thread a needle, teach her a simple stitch. So I got her all set up, and then she freaking sewed for like 3 hours.
Of course she would. See, and the flip side of that is I bought Lola a sewing kit for kids, and I ended up doing the whole thing. She couldn't do it, so then I sewed the whole dang thing.
But then that's not the right thing for her. You know 100%. What I mean?
It was too soon. And also, I'm the blind leading the blind. I actually sent off her Girl Scout vest to my mother-in-law because she's a great sewer, and she sewed on all the patches because I couldn't get the fabric glue to work. And
so funny.
Yeah, it's like, look, I don't know what I'm doing, but sewing may not be for me, but Grace is also 2 years older, so that probably works because she's just a little bit older. So that's great. Yeah.
Well, and again, it's personality and whatever else. But
totally.
I think at that age, it can be more projects or honestly just go play in the cul-de-sac still. I do not think 9 or 10 is too old to like go outside and mess around with the neighbors. But I would say as a culture, that's pretty rare by that age.
Well, we have started this thing where even though it's cold outside, the kids don't mind the cold quite as much. But we have a very old playhouse in the backyard. We got it when Ace was small. And this thing has seen better days. And we've actually talked about painting it this summer just to give it like a new refresh for Lily. But in the process, Lola wanted to paint it, and so did Ace. So I let them take their paints out there and go ham. And they spent hours out there painting. Ace wanted nails and some hammers, so I don't know if that's great, but he was out there hammering. And
honestly, it is great though. This is my point. Like him learning how to use a hammer and nail, even if he bangs his finger once and cries, it's like he's learning a new skill. He's doing it independently. That is exactly what I'm talking about. And especially if it has a little risk to it, they learn more. That's actually where that confidence comes from, even though I'm sure it makes you nervous, but.
Well, I was a little nervous at first, and then like anything else, after like 30 minutes of not getting hurt, I forgot about it, and no one cried.
Oh, okay.
No one cried. No one, like, it was fine. I mean, I know I'm going to go out there and check it, and there's going to be like nails and all the, like very dangerous. We're going to have to end up throwing it away, but like, it's just great. And it's like, we're going to hopefully give it a refresh. It means nothing to me. Most of her paints and his paints are like going to get washed away in the next rain anyways, but go ham out there with that stuff, chalk, painting the ground with water. Now they want to do it with real paint, but again, the paint washes away. It's like, who cares? Like, so I am getting better at that, and I do think my older two are so easy. And quite frankly, Lily wants to be out there with them too, painting, and I'll probably let her do it too. Like, like all of these things that make you a little uncomfy, like as a mom potentially, like loosen it a little bit and let them do it. Like your comfort level may not be letting them walk to the park, but it may be letting them go to the cul-de-sac while you sit outside, but you are not there with them, and they're playing and doing whatever they want in wherever space that is. Cul-de-sac, we have a little tree island, front yard, backyard, just letting them do those things is so important. And that's elementary school. And then in middle school and even a little bit older, there are some things that are starting to open up, and I've seen. And one of the things is we have this cute little, it's called the Factory. But there's a lot of little stores and shops within this giant it's like an old factory. And it's so cool. They have food. They have like a painting place. They have like clothing shops, coffee place. But one of the things that recently came up is there's this one that has a little tea room and a soda bar. And it kind of got trendy in Utah. What's the show we watched with the
Secret Life of Mormon?
Secret Life of Mormon. That one.
Yeah.
Where they like go to the fancy soda shops. One opened here. And so they can go and just get like soda and like different syrups and stuff.
Yeah.
But there were a bunch of kids, probably freshman, 8th grade, freshman year there. And they were having so much fun. And I'm sure their parents, maybe they dropped them off. Maybe they were somewhere in the factory. Maybe they had just completely dropped them off. But it was awesome to see those types of things. And I think that's super cool for that age.
I was at an outdoor mall the other day and I saw a bunch of, I'm guessing their age, but I would say 12, 13.
Yeah.
Maybe 7 girls. And I was just actually so thrilled to see that cohort again together, but not with parents that I could see.
Yeah.
Doing their own thing, having fun, getting boba tea, whatever. But it was like, that's awesome. I was like, good job. That's like what I feel like we're starting to not see as much. And I'm like happy to see it back.
Yeah. Well, and those painting places are really cool. And they have sand places where you can put the different sands in there. There's all sorts of them starting to pop up from an art perspective.
Right. And well, I think there's a huge business opportunity here to think about. And listen, I get it. It's harder at tween and teen to have independent play off screens than it is in elementary school.
Right.
Especially, you know, a lot of the middle schoolers have phones and then that really is like all they want to do. And even when they're in physical places, all they're doing is on their phone. So it's like, that's a more challenging time to figure out how to get them off screens and socially playing, either independently or with friends. Like, I think you can be independent alone and I think you can be independent with friends. The whole point is it's not parent supervised.
Yeah.
But I think there's such a big business opportunity. I just heard of one in New York called Happy Medium, which sounded so cute, but it is, you order an art experience and it could be watercolor, it could be ceramics, it could be whatever. And every person can pick their own art project.
Does it come to you like a house or do you go to the facility that does this?
It's at like a retail place. So you like go to the cute place.
Okay.
You order from the menu like a food thing, except you pick your experience.
Oh,
and
I see. Okay.
Some of them are different prices depending on like what it is. But then like a group of friends will sit there, each do their own project, kind of together, kind of doing their own thing. But I was like, I love that. That's like right in the wheelhouse of like what independent play looks like.
Yeah.
At that age. And it's not like you can do ceramics every day. I think there's a play date version of this that's encouraging the tweens and teens to like hang out, but like get off the phone.
Yeah.
And again, some video game, fine, but just that can't be the only independent play in my mind.
Well, and I kind of think if you're in a larger group or just a couple kids together, there are going to be moments because I see them out there. I talk to my friends with older kids where even though they're out, to your point, they're playing on their phone or they'll text each other next to each other. That's hilarious to me. Like it's hilarious. Ha ha. Like, come on, people. Like it's crazy. But I do see that happening when you're out. But they're also then taking a moment and talking with each other too. So I think it kind of is the same, is like maybe there's a 10%, 15% when they're out, they're on their phone still in the group setting, but then they're taking that moment to still socialize and be doing things. And especially if you're doing an activity like painting or like, you know, something, then they're actually physically putting the phone down because they have to use both hands to do stuff. I mean, we used to get dropped off to go to the movies. It's the same thing. It's like, you know, that's what
me
we did
thinking back
then,
to my 7th grade self sneaking into Waiting to Exhale.
We went to Titanic like the 5
Titanic at least
million
is like
times.
PG-13.
Kind of. I will say I had my first kiss in a movie theater, maybe my second kiss, but that's happening. So be careful. But like, you know, Titanic.
Don't be careful. That's like it's supposed to happen.
I know. I'm just joking. But like, yeah, I mean, you could still like the drop offs happen back then. They can happen now too. It's just like in a controlled setting. Yeah.
Well, this is more for adults, but I was reading an article that bathhouses are making a comeback.
It sounds so bad when you say bathhouses. Is there a different name that you're just not telling me?
Maybe. I think maybe a rebrand is in order. But basically, I think adults are also looking for activities where it's not just eating and drinking.
Yeah.
And it's basically sauna, cold plunge,
Oh
all
yeah,
the different
okay.
pools. I mean, that is what a bathhouse is. I'm not sure if you
Yeah, I
know.
just always just have so much group sex on my mind when you say bathhouse.
Well, and I guess to that point, we got to be careful putting a bunch of horny teenagers in a bathhouse. But
Yeah.
I
When you
think it
say
just
sauna
speaks to,
cold plunge, it sounds healthier.
still, I don't, yeah, now that I'm thinking about that, that's not a good idea for teens and tweens. But I think there's a lot of opportunity for like independent
Yeah.
play, even for adults.
Yeah.
I guess that's where I was going with that.
Well, they are starting to open up in Nashville too, like where it's not just it's not a gym with that. It's literally just go cold plunge sauna, like where you're going back and forth and whatnot.
Yeah.
Those are super popular here. And
Mhm.
I can see that even for like teenagers, and like I have a lot of friends joining them and they're like socializing. One of my single friends has joined one, and he's already met somebody he's gone on a date with. But like, I do think that there is this like socializing aspect of it for sure, like a community kind of,
Yeah. And
which is cool.
even board game clubs, and not to out my nerdness too much, but like that sounds like super fun to me. And book clubs and all the things.
Yeah. I don't know. Board games, I don't know. I went back to Catan, and like, I like playing board games. I just said my high was playing board games with my kids.
Yeah.
And like, I do appreciate a game night on occasion with my adult friends, but there are moments where I'm like, can we just sit and like socialize? Like, I don't need a board game. Like, it sounds exhausting sometimes. I'm having bad flashbacks to you playing Katana being too serious.
Just because you're bad at Catan, don't be bringing that energy over here. You're also extremely extroverted, like probably 100% extroverted in terms of like you get so much energy from other people. I think there's a lot of people that like some, but also feel like, oh, if it's too many people or it's too much, like I feel drained. So it's like, what are the independent activities for teens, tweens, and adults that make sense if you're more of that? And I think that's where game night or independent art project or like all that kind of stuff can sort of fit the bill.
Well, we were talking. So what is Jonathan Haidt's Babbel? Is it Babbel, the newsletter?
After Babbel.
After Babbel. And one of the articles that came back in October, out in October, that we really loved was an entrepreneur named Jess Butcher. And she came out with an article that was saying like all around independent play, like, how these things that need to come out, like an opportunity for entrepreneurs to step up and have these like teenage hangouts. There was a thing called the Den that popped up.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And so like that side of it for independent play, like that article was all about like, what are these things that kids can do in these hangouts? And I do think that there's an opportunity for other things like that, like the soda shops of the world or things like that, for places to open up and have kids, like teenagers. This is more like tween teenagers, be able to hang out there. And
well, we used to do the mall, but just like the malls have just been hammered.
Yeah.
With e-com. So it's like the malls are almost like sad sacks in a lot of places now. So it's like it doesn't have the same fun. Let's go to Express, the food court, and Spencer's.
Spencer's, I loved it.
Our Hot Topics.
Yeah.
Our Hot Topics. Yeah.
And Claire's going to get an ear piercing without permission. Well, I was actually thinking though, like if they had a place where teenagers could hang out and like there was like a baking area, like, like even that type of stuff where you can go in and you can bake with your friends, like cooking classes and things like that. How fun would that be? I know there's cooking classes that exist, but something specifically for like teenagers. Like, I mean, think about Nora, our niece. She would love that. She does all the cooking at home, but think if she could go out and like,
when our other niece teenage got really into like crocheting, it's like I could imagine like every yarn, you know what I mean? But like all the supplies there.
Yeah.
I think there's something there for sure. And you mentioned the Den. I kind of forgot about that one. So that one was a bit controversial. It was over in the UK because the outdoor space that they made was like quite dangerous. Like some people thought too dangerous because it was like rusty cars and tire stacks. And like it was definitely dangerous by design, so to speak. So it's like, let the kids learn how much risk to take and how to navigate it. And like that was part of it.
Well, I got uncomfortable with one of the playgrounds. I think it was similar to that in Brooklyn that opened up. And it was like no parents allowed. like nails and like construction, like open construction feeling site. Like that's the danger of it, was to do that. And I was like, one, this is a bad idea. Like presenting this as like a no parent zone feels like a little bit of like
Why?
you're welcoming like predators to know that there's no parents there. And then this like overly dangerous area, that's where my mind went. I think there is good in like letting kids explore, but it was a little bit too far for me.
Well, it depends what age. I mean, we're not going to send a
True.
7-year-old into there, but like for a teenager, I actually think that's awesome.
Yeah, maybe. I do think though, like the other parts of it were super exciting to me. Like a place for kids to go and explore and like, you know, like be able to hang out with other teenagers
Yeah.
and have like, yeah, just a place to try different things. Like,
I also feel like we used to have more outdoor pickup basketball, outdoor pickup whatever. And this speaks to the other kind of trend, but it's like the overscheduling where your kids have organized extracurriculars every day is cutting into the independent play that could happen if more kids were outside.
yeah.
Don't you remember even in middle school playing Old Gray Wolf, Capture the Flag, basketball?
I think it's great. And like I will say our neighborhood does a good job of that, where we have older kids too, and like there's a whole wave of like young to old playing our version
How
of Old Gray
old
Wolf.
are they actual teenagers still out there?
Yeah, we have one that still plays, and he'll usually have a buddy or two, and he's gonna be a senior in high school. And then it goes down to, I mean, he has younger siblings, but it's like it goes down to like freshman, 8th grade, 7th grade, all the way down to like Ace in 2nd grade. And Lola will go play too, to a degree, like where she loves to play for a certain period of time. Kindergarten. So we have kindergarten to basically junior and high school range.
God, that's amazing. I feel like, to be honest, that's very rare. I think you have a really special situation because that multi-generation play, I can remember that as a kid. I mean, yes, you'll learn some stuff too early and it's like a little bit, but it's more good than bad, I would say, in most situations with multi-generational play.
I agree. I think it's very nice that that's happening for sure. Yeah.
And I just think the outdoor play culture isn't really there. And we're more in this place of parenting in this overwhelming way, overbooking them, not prioritizing that. We're really the only independent time these kids are getting are on screen. So let's all work together to pull that back.
Our high school was doing something cool. I don't know exactly, like I was learning about it. And I think they need a rebrand with the name, because it was like something about hunting. You have to hunt the people, but like the whole concept was they get partnered off, and like it was tons and tons of high schoolers, and their groups, and each group had somebody that they were like hunting. Again, I think it needs a rebrand, but it was like, you know, kind of cool because they would know that, oh, so and so works at this place, and the whole idea was they have to like surprise them and like get them like to like tag them. There's like a huge game of tag, except for the whole city
in
like,
pairs.
Yeah, so like there were groups, and if they tagged their person, like so like the guy I was talking to, who's a son of my friend, like they found out that, you know, this girl that they were targeting worked at this place, and so they all showed up and kind of surprised her, and then she got tagged, and so they won like a point. And so the whole thing is like all of these kids going and like playing a huge game of tag, but open to this like a time frame, a couple days long, and within the city limits. It was so cool. I don't know all about it, but I was like, this is kind of a cool,
really cool
idea, which is like all the kids were involved, you know, making it kind of like this open play for a few days, and like see if you are able to get tagged or not, or tag your person. And so I kind of thought it was fun.
Oh, I love it. I think that feels right on brand.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, let me keep you posted if you end up finding other things that work for your kids. I feel like we got to like share best practices. And
I just think too, it goes back to knowing that we're all in this, like we're all struggling with this, no matter what age your kids are, and just getting ideas from each other, and knowing that you don't have to feel guilty. Like, I think that's key for me, at least, is like when I know that there's people out there that push for independent play and it's healthier for the kids, it makes me feel better in those moments that I really am trying to get my kids to do things on their own and not sit down with them. Like, no guilt. Like, this is what needs to happen. Like, this is great.
And if you're skeptical, check out our Sage Parents Guidebook. We have a whole section on play, but the research is undeniable. Like, this is letting your kid learn to be independent without you is so good for them. Study after study after study. It's like, you should feel guilty if you're playing with them too much.
Yeah.
That's actually what is not as good. So it's like reframing that in our mind. And like, you can still be loving, you can still do this, but have a boundary of, I'm busy cooking dinner, I'm busy finishing my work. I'm reading a book. Like,
and it's okay to be gradual with this too. Like, we wrote this book and we know the benefits, and still it took time for me to kind of get into that mindset a little bit. Like, it is reframing how we're parenting. And so it may take a little time, or maybe you need to take baby steps, but overall knowing how good it is for the kids is awesome. So I think that helps.
Yeah. And just stop the mom guilt in general. Like, do the best you can. I'm so sick of, like,
I know.
I'm so sick of it. It's everywhere. And now I feel like with screen time, it's like so on blast here about like, well, change your own screen time boundaries and this and that. And it's like, and usually it's like some old white dude saying it. And I'm like, you don't even understand how much momming I'm doing on my phone. Like, show some empathy here. Where's the empathy?
Yeah.
So anyways, that's my 2 cents. But even on this topic, there's not one right way to do this. And sometimes you'll be down on the floor and sometimes you'll have independent play and some weeks you might not. And just, anyways, just arm yourself and try to use these tools to like reduce your own guilt. But like, let's please just like give each other grace.
I love it.
All right, cool. Let's get into In Matter. What's your obsession?
My obsession this week is I got a pair of joggers from Vuori. I love Vuori.
Oh, so good.
They're amazing. I'll put the link in there. They're just the most comfortable. They actually look good. They're like ones with the tapered ankles, so I think they look really good and sharp.
Which one was it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
The name. They're just the traditional jogger. Okay. Because I'll link them, but they're great. And I love them. They have a wide leg that's also good, but these like tapered leg joggers, I just find to be like, I'm wearing them all the time. I'm wearing them in the house. I'm wearing them out of the house. I love Vuori. I could link a bunch of stuff over time for Vuori.
The fabric is so good.
It's so good.
Do you have that thin, like zip up one?
It's the one that goes with that. Man, now, I will say,
I'm telling you,
here's the thing, I have the set, but the zip up is not the most flattering. I still wear it at home, but the way it rolls makes it look like I have a roll and I don't. Like, it's like I have to admit the zip up for my body style is not great, but like they have the sweatshirt that also goes with it that's not zip. That's more my look. But this is the jogger that goes with the zip up.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. I don't know that they come long enough for me, unfortunately.
It's the tapered leg. They will, because it will.
I know, but a tapered leg that's 4 inches too short where it's hitting your calf, it's not a good look.
I don't know if it'd be 4 inches too short.
Just saying. I bet it's got a 31-inch inseam.
Okay, I'll check it, maybe. But these, for all the normal height. Just kidding.
We'll see you working.
Anyways, I'll link them. They're great.
Cool.
What's your obsession?
So I lightened my hair a little. It's not showing as well over camera, but I was trying to like hide my grays a little bit. And then I decided, lighter hair, tanner skin, these just somehow go together. So my cute hairdresser, I was like commenting like, oh, I'm so pale to have lighter hair. She was like, well, you got to get the Salty Face tanning water. And I was like, tell me everything.
Yeah.
Bought this tanning water. Have you heard of this or seen this?
Only through you. And I wanted to see how you liked it, but I'm going to pull the trigger if this is like, I'm waiting for the rest of it.
I'm obsessed. I gave it a couple weeks to make sure I like it. Don't I even look tanner?
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah.
Okay. So here's what I love about it. Self tanner. I have like PTSD of like orange palms and like, I feel like the
or just like gets off on your clothes. That's what I was worried
smells.
About. Yeah.
Like, anyways, I bought the tanning water and then I bought the spray pump and then a brush. And she was like, you got to get the brush. It's this big old, brush. So it's 2 sprays and then you hit the brush. So it really does like diffuse this out in a nice way. I don't notice any smell. I don't have the best sense of smell, but like even Chris, I was like, does this stink? And he was like, no. So I think it doesn't have much of a smell, if at all.
Yeah.
The other thing is I can go to bed on white sheets 20 minutes after I put this. I know. Because my old self tanner, then it was like you committing to a sheet clean.
Yeah.
But this, I spray it on after my shower at night, finish my routine. And by the time I go to bed, I lay on white sheets, no transfer. It's like, I don't even understand it, but.
I love that. Well, you are looking like you have a little bit more color. I'm super jealous. I'm tan. You're not. And I need this in my life because I'm super pale.
Maybe we're rebranding. I'm going to be Tan Kate now.
Okay. Sure. Take it. Felt a little weird.
Does that feel like I'm encroaching on your...
A little bit. I didn't I'm going to go out and get a spray tan and get like really tan. No, but I wanted you to test this out because I haven't used an at-home one minus just tinted moisturizer. Mm-hmm. And I was a little afraid in my cream on cream era, it would like get all over my clothes. So I'm thrilled to hear it does it. And that seems
now
like
I've started
easy
doing my chest so that it kind of like from here all the way.
Yeah.
And again, not transferring onto my clothes.
I also love the easy application, like a couple sprays and a just brush application feels very easy.
Totally. I can pull this off. I love it. So it's also giving me spring energy. It's like, yes, winter.
Yeah.
Ready for some spring.
So over winter. It's supposed to get a little warmer here this week. And I know spring doesn't technically start till like end of March, mid-March. But I went through and I changed out all of my flowers in the vases. I've got some like, fake flowers I love. They were all winter. I went now spring. Now my house is showing spring.
Love that.
I'm so excited. I just was ready. It's kind of like the, when people start decorating Christmas right after Thanksgiving or before Thanksgiving and it's a little too early. It brings people joy. I went spring in my house. I'm just like putting it out there. Universe, give me spring. Give me some warm weather. We're ready.
Well, I live in Northern California. It's spring-like here already. I'm sorry to rub it in. But I have such visceral memories of living in Chicago with you. Oh, so and like cold. April would still feel like winter. And it was the most depressing.
I know.
So anyways, if you're in Chicago, dreaming of a spring that feels like it's never coming to you, hit that tanning water, girl.
I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Get there mentally, even if you're not there physically.
Yeah. I love it.
All right, that's a wrap.
Good topic this week. Glad we covered that.
Yeah. We'll see what people think. Give us feedback and follow us online at Sage Parents on Instagram, sageparents.org to hit up that free guidebook. You can follow us on YouTube and watch Anna and I's podcasts and how-to videos over there. And thanks for being here. Give us feedback, rate us, all the things. Love you guys.
Lilas.
Lilas Tan. Bye.